I have French fries. You can see there's just a few left, and this is what I have to deal with the entire time. He's pretending like he doesn't sit there and stare right at me. Exactly. Say, are you gonna sit? Are you gonna pretend like you're just gonna sit? And look, it's not like she's any better. She's just sitting there giving me the stare, the absolute stare. They've also each had about, what, a half dozen for me and a couple from you as well? Yeah. He's breaking out the whining now. Say goodbye.
You ready? Here we go. They did it. I don't believe it. Let's go Panthers. Let's go Panthers. Let's go Panthers. Let's go.
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1.
Let's go Panthers. Let's go Panthers. Let's go Panthers. Let's go. Alright, Panther fans. So, Saturday afternoon again. We got Saturday afternoon next week too as well. What is going on with the afternoon weekend hockey? It should be at night. This totally just destroys the entire day. It gets cut right in half. Anyway, that's my bitch session for this morning. Spencer Knight gets another start. Maurice talked a little bit about how it doesn't mean anything apparently. Basically, he wants both guys to have gotten in a decent amount of games and to be prepared to play multiple games at any given point. So it's good. Let Spencer Knight get another game in, and then he says Bobrovsky's back in on Tuesday. Aaron Ekblad is back in. All right. Patrick Hornquist is back in. All right. And it cost us Rudolph Balsers. Tampa Bay claimed him. And the reason why we had to waive Rudolph Balsers was because we gave Eric Stahl a contract. And we waited all season, all off season, all summer to see what move Zito was going to make to be able to get cap compliant. And he didn't make any moves. And then when Ekblad went out, that's when they signed Stahl. And then there was no room for him when everybody came back, so you get rid of Balsers, who I liked. I thought he was a good young player to have in the system. And apparently Tampa Bay, and they thought the same thing. And Tampa, I don't know if you've noticed, Tampa's been pretty good consistently for a while now, so they know talent when they see it. I'm not saying he's going to immediately turn into Carter Verhaeghe. And the other thing that does help, though, in terms of the Panthers, is that the next guy that gets hurt, my assumption would be that makes Heponiemi the next guy up. So it is one fewer guys that's blocking Heponiemi. Why they didn't waive Stahl instead of Balsers, and nobody was going to pick up Stahl. Why not waive Stahl, put him down to the minors? Okay, he didn't even play in the league last year, so here's a guy you could have just waived him. Nobody was going to take him. Put him in the minors. You keep Balsers, and you keep moving on. But they legitimately just valued Stahl more, and by they I mean Coach Maurice. And not a fan. Not a fan. I'm not going to jump up and scream and panic like it's going to be a huge deal. But there was a stupid move. I don't understand the move. You could have just kept both guys and kept Stahl stashed away in the minor leagues. And if he doesn't want to go to the minors, well then screw you. You're waived. You know what I mean? You're 418 years old. You're lucky you're in the league. Not a fan of how that was handled. But okay, we got the Oilers today. Always should be a good game. The Stu is at the game. We're getting ready to start the stream. I feel decent. Not great. Not great. I'm not going to lie. I'm not 100%. But Kyle's going to be there, so he'll help carry the stream there a little bit. I said 5-4 last time. Panthers were going to win, and we got a shutout. Spencer Knight's still in that. So I'm going to go right back there to 5-4 Panthers. Let's go to overtime tonight. Yeah, overtime. And I think the only thing that would make sense with everything that's happened is if either Ekblad or Hornquist gets the overtime game-winning goal. It will be interesting to see how they run the defensive pairs. They've got Stahl with Ekblad. I don't know if that's the top pair or the bottom pair, but they said they were going to ease Ekblad in, so I assume that's the bottom pair and keep Montour and Forsling the same, at least for one more game, and then we'll see how it goes from there. So, all right, Saturday afternoon hockey. We should be napping, fishing, mowing the grass. We should be doing something and then watching the hockey at night. Let's get 2 points. All right, so it's no score. Panthers look good. Spencer Knight has made a ton of fantastic saves. At least 2 of them. I'm distracted because Kyle is trying to fix the TV right now because apparently Matthias updated the TV and now the frame rate's all screwy, so we're not able to really watch the game like we should. So, there's no score after 1. Let me go deal with this mess. Alright, so it's 1-0 Edmonton after 2. The TV is 95% fixed, so we're good there. As for the game, I could call the game blindfolded. The puck is in the Edmonton zone. The Panthers have a shot, nothing happens. It goes back the other way. The puck is in the Panthers zone. They get a shot, nothing happens. Puck goes back the other. It is not just a goaltending battle, but it is boring of defensive hockey. You look up boring defensive hockey game, and this is it. This is a shame because there's a lot of people in the stands. It's Saturday afternoon. The couple of times the Panthers have really had something going, the crowd has gotten going. But other than that, it has been a coma-inducing game. Spencer Knight gives up a long one. Pretty sure he was screened. I don't think he really saw it. There was a couple guys in front of him. It doesn't look like it was deflected. But other than that, he's made some spectacular saves, and we can't get one in the back of the net. Aaron Ekblad was in front of the net, and I'm pretty sure he had time to count to 5, and he aimed for a little sliver of open part of the net, and he missed the net. Barkov has taken the shot when he should have passed, and he's passed when he should have taken the shot. Tkachuk, other than maybe one time, I haven't even called his name all night. He's been kind of absent a little bit. I like Lomberg on that second line. He's a little piss fireball of energy. And defensively, I mean, we look good defensively. You can't say anything about the defense is fine. Just we got to get some goals here. We can't lose to this team. We're playing well. They've kind of caught back up in the shot department. But look. Let's just finish this off and get 2. Well, Panthers lose 4-2. This is not a game that we should lose. Let's start there. This is not a game we should lose. Numerous single things added up and combined for this loss. Number 1, the penalty on Ekblad of holding the stick. I mean, let's just completely ignore everything that was going on before he held the dude's stick. You don't call that in the tie game in the 3rd period. That's not called in that situation unless you're going to call for both. That's number 1. Number 2, Spencer Knight needs to make one of those 2 stops. Now, I know that, Barkov played the Uyghur role there for a half a second. I don't know what he was doing with the puck right there in front of the net, but he gets the puck stripped away, and before you know it, it's in the back of the net. One of those 2, between the power play shot and that second shot, you'd like to see your goalie make, but at the same point, they were kind of quick, point blank, like shots. So you need more than 2 goals in the game. And the other thing here is that you guys know this, I'm not a huge fan of pulling the goalie, especially when you're carrying the play, you're getting chances, and you just got 2 5-on-5 goals. Well, one of them was a power play goal. And the point is that we were playing well enough 5-on-5. I don't like the fact that you pull the goaltender, and then you put Montour out there with Ekblad. It just should have been Montour and Forsling. And Montour and Ekblad are playing catch back and back because somebody can tell me their opinion, but I watched Ekblad, and I'm gonna talk to Stu about this. I watched him. He don't look 100%. It looked like he was nursing himself when he was turning. He was taking wide turns. A couple of times I saw him turn, and instead of just taking off skating, he kind of didn't. And so having him out there with the empty net, as you saw, he lost the puck at the blue line. And when he turned, he didn't even chase after the guys. So I don't know why, if he's not 100%, why we're throwing him back out there. It makes no sense whatsoever. Everything was going along just fine. Okay? And besides that, Coach said he was going to work him into the game. And he shouldn't have been out there with the empty net. You keep Forsling out there with Montour. That was a stupid move. And all of those little things combined, and we lost to Edmonton at home, and it is what it is. This team is working overtime to make my 11-7-2 prediction after 20 games come true. Because we had 5 games to go. We were going to have to go 3-2-1 to get. They are doing everything they can. I am convinced that there's at least a half dozen guys in the locker room who've watched my prediction video and said, let's work together to make Jaws right at least once. Because every time it looks like we're going to be better, we start losing. And every time it looks like we're going to be worse, we start winning. I think they're going to hit the number exactly on the head. Which is fine. I can't complain about that because I predicted we were going to win the Cup. But, like somebody said, TK said to end the stream, every time Ekblad comes back from injury, kind of throws things off a little bit. And you wouldn't think that about one of your better players, but he ain't wrong. It's kind of accurate. Ekblad goes out, suddenly everybody is playing a certain way and we look good. Ekblad comes back and we don't look so good anymore. It's a true. We've seen it a number of times now. So I'm not suggesting we trade Ekblad or anything like that, but it's happened enough times now to where it kind of is a thing. Forward-wise, and the forwards are playing good defense. We're still covering. You know, there's a couple times it looked like we're going to have a breakaway against us, and then you look and you see the defenders are back, so that's good. Barkov and Kachuk did not have much of anything going tonight. Verhage was trying to do what he could. Bennett had both of our goals. He was like a man possessed. Why was Bennett a man possessed? Because he was demoted to 3C and Lundell was put at 2C. You see how this works? So let's put Lundell at 1C. Let's put Barkov at 2C. And let's see if we can get something going there and piss Barkov off. Fourth line didn't look bad. Didn't look great. You know, we don't have the same quality of fourth line that we have had in the past. I know the system is to play heavy defense. That's fine. And it looked like we were going to get this sucker to overtime. But we are going to be playing on a fragile line. It's going to be a thin line of mistakes. And when you have a bad penalty, and then you have a bad giveaway, and then maybe you give up a goal on the power play that maybe you like your goaltender to hit, to save, you're going to lose games because we're not going to be outscoring teams 6-4, 6-3. And I'm not a fan of the empty net thing. We play solid defense. We score a lot of 5-on-5 goals. I would prefer us not to pull the goaltender and give us the extra minute and a half to try to get one at 5-on-5. So, didn't happen, ain't going to happen because Maurice is just not that kind of coach. He's pretty much set in his ways. I'm pretty happy with the way Knight played in his 3-game stint. I know we're going to get Bauer back on Tuesday. And I think we're just going to kind of flutter around second and third place the entire, for a while, for a little while. It's going to take this team a little bit longer. We were starting to look pretty good. Now we've got to rearrange things. Balsers is out, gone. Ekblad comes back. It is what it is, guys. Go enjoy the rest of your night. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my night. By the time you guys are seeing this, it might be later on tonight, Sunday morning. I'm not going to do the panic thing. All right, I'm not going to do the panic thing. I said this. If we get to 40 games in and they are 3 or 4 games worse than I had us pegged for, then I will start to be concerned. But I can't be concerned if they're directly on the pace that I said they would be, because I said they were going to win the cup. So it would be stupid of me to panic. I hope you guys understand that. I can't panic when they're doing exactly what I said they were going to do. So, all right. No points. Damn, we had Matthias here too. He was watching. He was ready to do the live. We are going to overtime. He did not get any opportunities to do that the entire time he was here. And watch, Tuesday, he goes back Monday. Watch, Tuesday we're gonna go to overtime. You can pretty much book it. All right, no damn points. Appreciate all the support. Please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys. Kyle and I'll be streaming the Dolphin game tomorrow.